Good evening. All right, good evening. Make this quick, as quick as possible. And it's fairly off the cuff, so it's not prepared. I don't have any notes or anything like that. I just want to talk about something really quick. This whole idea of destiny swapping. Good evening to whomever's in the room. Hold on, please. One thing that watching, thank you for the one thumbs up. One thing that I see, Lord. Hello? Hey, can I call you back? Let me call you back. Okay, I'm sorry about that. All right, bye bye. One thing that I see a lot on YouTube on here is the use of words that are being used incorrectly. Now, I did mention one word that we hear often on one of my zodiac readings. And for those who watch my zodiac readings, you know that I will, as I'm reading, if a word comes to me, even if I know the definition in general, I will look up the definition and read, what it says. One of the words is revenge. Okay, so I hear these people talking about. I hear it said, I'll put it that way, that a person wants to get revenge on you, who, but the person that they're referring to, the you, is someone who's innocent, who hasn't done anything to this person. Well, if you haven't done anything to someone, they don't want to get revenge on you. That's not revenge. Okay. I mean, believe it or not, words have actual meanings, definitions. They're not just words for words' sake to be used willy-nilly. Revenge, for example, the act of inflicting hurt or harm on someone for an injury or wrong suffered at their hands. So if someone hasn't inflicted an injury on you, on someone, or wrong, then you're not getting revenge on that person. Okay? It's one thing. It's like you're saying that the person that you're referring to who's innocent is at fault, or that they've hurt this person. So now this person wants revenge on you, but that's not what's being said. What's being said, the way it's being spoken, is that you're innocent, you haven't done anything wrong, and now this person wants to inflict harm on you. But they're saying they want revenge on you. That's not revenge. If you haven't done anything to the person, they don't want to get revenge on you. They just simply want to hurt you for whatever their, thank you to whomever's in the room, thank you for the 3 thumbs up, for whatever their reason is. One thing I noticed, I mean, as just in the world, period, okay, um, human beings go through these cycles, okay, and it's like, really, when you really observant and you study history, it's just like a hamster on a wheel or a dog chasing after its tail. It's just the cycles over and same shit over and over. Truly, what the man say, what they say, same shit, different day. Okay, what they say, Shakespeare. I believe Shakespeare said, "The whole world's a stage." Indeed, it is. So I as long as YouTube's been around, as long as I've been watching it, you hear people talking about things that maybe like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it wasn't an issue. People start talking about it, it gains traction, and then that becomes the talk of the day. As if, like, it's, clothes, outfits. Thank you for the 4 thumbs up. Clothes and outfits and what do you call it? Uh, Whatever the in style thing is. and people run with it. The danger behind that is because how they would say about black people, put it in a book. That the truth is there. Just put it in a book. They're not going to read it. Okay. This is before the days of social media. Really, it kind of looks like nowadays that can go for anybody, any group of people. This thing with this destiny swapping thing, now it's just like everywhere. Destiny swapping, destiny swapping. And it's like, wow, Do my personal belief thus far is that at this point, I don't think it's real. Okay. Now, for those of you who are, thank you for the 5th thumbs up. Thank you for those who are subscribed to my channel. You watch my zodiac reading. See, some things that I may say in one reading that you may not hear in another. I don't do like general talks like this often. It comes up when I'm doing a reading, and then I'll speak on it. But I personally don't think that it's real. But like I was saying, when you watch my zodiac readings, you know that I reference the Bible a lot. Okay, that's my background. I grew up in church, went to seminary, went to Christian schools, Protestant Christian schools, went to seminary. I was a preacher for a while, minister, so on and so forth. So I often refer back to that book. Not that I haven't read others. If you look at my go all the way down here on my channel, on my videos, you will see that I did a religious studies series because that's what I taught in community college. Introduction to Religious Studies, Comparative World Religion, the African American Religious Experience. So when I did the series, I pretty much read out of the textbook. Okay, I taught the same things that I taught in class. I give or take a few things here and there. Some other religious textbooks that I've read, not as thoroughly, I will admit, as the Bible. Okay, because that was placed in my hand from the moment I got here. So I've been reading it and studying it, from day one. Okay, I went to Christian schools where I had to. We had Bible class or whatever it was called, where we had to memorize Bible verses. I mean, that stuff, it sticks with you. I'm not saying it is the only book. I do not believe that, but I definitely think it's a book of codes. Some people say it's more of a spiritual book than a historical book. Okay, in terms of the Old Testament, it's Hebrew. It's a Hebrew book. The Old Testament, even the New Testament. Okay, so it cannot. Okay, but we've been taught falsehoods. Okay, it cannot be a book for the entirety of humanity. It's not logical. Okay, even when you study the history of the book. All right, but you will find that in religious studies, like I said, comparative world religion, you will find that there is a running theme through the majority of these religions. Okay. No, I do not personally think religion is some evil thing. I do not think that it is something made to control people. I think that, no, I don't believe any of that. Do I think that it can be used to do that? Yes, but do I look at the Bible as a religious book only? No, I don't. Okay. Again, a lot of things that you will find in the scriptures, you will find in other books. As a matter of fact, some of those stories in the scriptures, definitely the Old Testament, are stories that you will find in other ancient texts, okay, older than the Bible, that were either, some people use the word steal, taken, borrowed, whatever, okay, and put into that book. Are there many books that were left out of the canon? Yeah. Historically, for those who have studied that, that's a historical fact. Is it really a historical fact? They change history. They say, if they're changing it now, it's not the first time it's been done. Nothing new under the sun. So I am going to reference some scriptures. I did not look up these scriptures before I got on here. Will you get my Bible over there, please? My little tiny, tiny Bible. I'm not going to be on here long. Me and my daughter got something going on tonight. No, that's not it. Yeah, my little teeny tiny one. Thank you. First word I'm going to look up is the word destiny. Now, you may say, well, why don't you think that it is real? I do believe, though, that there may be aspects of a person's life or where they were headed that has been sabotaged by others. Yes. Quote unquote, I guess you could say the best way I could think of is given to, okay? Whoever has this power to do that, I do. I've seen it happen. Okay, it has happened to me. But where does the destiny begin? Where does it end? For those who watch my zodiac readings, okay, my tarot readings, in my introduction, I say I am my destiny. I am my fate. Okay, I tell you repeat that. For you to say I am, meaning you. You are your destiny. You are your fate. It's not a thing or a thing that you would do, okay, or even a thing that you would become in outside of oneself, okay. Well, it was my destiny to be a doctor. No, it's like you are your destiny. Your work in the realm or whatever, maybe to heal people or to help in the healing of people or nations. I'm even hearing. Okay. So I'm saying, when does it end? When does it begin? And when does it end? If one is to say, my destiny was to become a doctor, and you didn't do it, and maybe, I don't know, your brother or whatever did become, he stole my destiny. Are you still living? Are you still walking, breathing, talking? Has it ended just because that person over there appears to have taken what belonged to you? When does it end? So because that person is what you thought that you were going to be, like I said, a doctor, for example, and you're not, does that mean that if you feel that was your quote unquote destiny to do that, do you mean to tell me that you cannot still do that just because that person is over there doing it? Okay. Now, I had a client who shared a story with me. She believed that it was her destiny to work in the field of, I'll just say the industry. Usually people talking about the entertainment industry, whether that's singing. I usually think they mean singing, but singing, acting, whatever, but the entertainment industry. She felt that it was her destiny to do that. And she was telling me that, it didn't happen or whatever for her. She's still living, though. It still can happen for her if she makes it happen. You understand what I'm saying? And there was an actress. She didn't like this actress. She didn't know why she didn't like the actress. She just did not like her. Okay. She had some choice words about it. It had nothing to do with her acting or anything like that. She just didn't like her. She just said she didn't know why she didn't like her. She just did not like her. Well, this actress died. Okay. And it seemed like somewhat of a horrific death. And she told me that when she died, when she found out that she died, she felt uplifted. Okay. Now, so some people may be like, oh, damn, that's crazy. But she felt like, when I say uplifted, like a weight had been taken off of her shoulders. And she didn't understand why. This was not an actress she followed. She just said it was just something about her that she didn't like. But she felt a weight lifted up off her shoulders. And she made a comment that, it may seem kind of rotten, okay, but people are where they are. Okay? They don't need nobody act like we don't have the yin and the yang aspect of us, the light and the dark, But she felt like, good, now others can have a chance. And I asked her, well, why did you feel that way? Why did you say that? And she said at the time, she said she didn't know why she said that. She just knew that she just said that's just what she felt. That's just what came to her. Okay. Years later, she told me that she was watching a documentary about this actress. And the girl's, I think it was her father, was talking about her. And he was trying to display this girl's desire to be in the entertainment industry, to be an actress. Okay. I don't know. Let me put it this way. I'm not going to say so much actress as so much maybe a star. Okay. Two different things. Okay. And some actresses are become stars. Not all stars that work in the field of acting are actors. Okay. But anyway, and she said that she was listening to the father talk about this girl. He was saying some things about her that she said that my client said she had said when she was young in regards to working in that field. And she believed that maybe, you know, there was some kind of exchange, like her energy or who she was supposed to be was given to that girl. Okay. But the thing about it is, the girl is dead. The actress died. And it sounded like, too, from what she told, I wasn't very familiar, that it was a horrific death. Now, my client, can she still work in that field? Of course she living, breathing, walking. Of course she can. Did that actually happen to her? Because she said the words that the man was saying, that the girl said, she said, I said those exact same things. That was me. I said that. And she believed, she was like, that girl, she didn't believe, that girl didn't say that. She said, I said that. She believed she said, that, now she believed she said she did say it. But how is it that this girl, who she'd had some kind of animosity toward, that she didn't know why? There was no, she didn't know her personally, no rhyme, no reason to it. Did she feel that way? And she said she felt like there might, and I said that very well could have happened. But at the same time, this girl died. So if she did do that, if that did take place, this girl, okay, is dead. So if there was some kind of swap here, okay, the girl is gone. The actress, the woman is dead and gone. This woman, my client, she's just like, well, you still here, you still living, breathing, walking, talking, yeah, then you can be exactly what it is you feel that you were destined, quote unquote, to be. Now, this word here, let me look it up real quick. Now, when in the scriptures, I believe it was Jacob and Esau. There was twins that were born. Is it that one? Yeah. And one was it Jacob who got Esau's birthright, or you may want to call it destiny. But did he give it to him? He gave it to him. The man said, well, he was hungry. Okay, Esau was hungry. Okay, I don't remember it, the details of it. I have to look up the details. Like I said, this is off the cuff. But I do remember he was hungry, and he said, and Jacob had some food. I'll tell you what, give me your birthright, I'll give you this to eat. And he did, okay. And so he gave it to him. Did he just steal it from him? No, he really did. Okay. But this word, let me see. Destiny, something to which a person or thing is destined, okay? But then it also says fortune, okay? But then it also, and a lot of times when people talk about destiny, that's in this materialistic world we live in, especially in the West, and I'm talking about Western culture, okay, which has permeated and infiltrated, okay, a great majority of the earth, which is, Dr. Laila Africa said it, is a war culture. It's based on war. It's based on competition, okay, outdoing the next person. It's not based on anything communal at all, okay. Division, divisive. It's very divisive, but in its being divisive, what does that mean? It means that it allows people to be controlled. So it's like you have the masses in these with divisiveness toward one another. And if there is a greater power structure, and I think we have determined that there is, there people like that are easily controlled. You can say anything to them, give them anything, and they believe it, and they believe, and they're made to believe that it is real life, that it is reality when it is not. It becomes reality. Why? It becomes reality because people, uh, people, the masses play it out, not the quote unquote 1% or whoever these controlling, ruling entities are. They can only throw the ideas at you, ideologies, ways of living, ways of being, so on and so forth. But it takes the people to agree to it. And it doesn't mean that everyone's sitting around the table, yeah, I agree. No, people act it out. That's what makes it work. That's what makes it real. And it's like they showed you that in the Matrix when Neo was explaining to, I mean, not Neo, what was his name? Lawrence Fishburne's character, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. Morpheus was explaining to Neo what had happened, to the world. But Neo thought he was living real life till he took that pill, okay? And he said, oh shit. And he woke up and saw what real really truly was. And he was explaining to me, he said, well, they're harvesting these humans, and what are they? And he showed us the battery, that we are the source. We are the power source. The machine doesn't work unless it's, has the battery to it, or it's plugged into something to give it the ability to work. That is what we are. People talk about how they do these rituals and whatnot at certain times of the year and so on and so forth, and to get people, the humans, to hear, believe it. And if you believe it, then you walk in your belief. You live out your belief. Okay? And the thing with this fortune, it's always about money, status, wanting to take nice pictures for social media and whatnot. Okay? For others to what? Be envious of you, to be jealous of you, to worship you, basic almost. Okay? To that degree. Why? Because you have things, you have quote unquote fortune. And it's amazing that we still live in a time period where people cannot believe that a celebrity, and I'm not making no commentary about no particular celebrities, okay, is capable of doing some of the things that they are at some point exposed for doing. How can you not believe this? And it's usually because they have money. Money, like I did when I did my religious studies series, and we were talking about neo-religions and gods, not God, the God, okay, or the creator of all, okay, but gods. Some people may say little g. You can look at it like that if you choose. Okay. Money most definitely being one, okay. And it's not so much the money in and of itself, but what money can do for a person in a society, in a world, in a realm where people have agreed, maybe not verbally, but in their walk, talk, so on and so forth, that, this is what money can do. We're not living in a time where people can swap out. I have this service, you have that service, let's trade. Okay, no, money. Because it's supposed to, and we have been told and made to believe that if you, pictures, people, okay, definitely pictures. Hollywood did an interesting thing when they created television movies. My great-grandfather, he was a old bishop. Okay. And one thing he used to call it was, the one-eyed demon. He had lived before it existed. Okay. And then when it existed, we used to laugh at that. When lady who raised me used to tell us how he called it the one-eyed demon, because we grew up with it. But I understand because you bring this thing into your home, okay, and it who's writing these stories, okay, uh, and what if you got to really have your mind intact, okay, and you're inviting strangers into your abode, okay, really into your temple, whether that music, so on and so forth, telling you that this is what reality is, this is what life is. And a lot of times people, they get so caught up and fascinated by the illusion of it, and they think that it's real life. Just like, you see on social media how some people, they create these characters on social media and then try to translate it into real life. It doesn't translate. So their world, entirety of their world becomes a virtual one. Okay, social media. A social media life, a social media world. Okay. Now, there's in this part of this definition here, another definition for destiny: a predetermined course of events held to be in an irresistible power or agency. A predetermined course of events held to be an irresistible power or agency. There is I don't know what you would call this. Would you call it an ideology or whatever, or a theme, okay, that you find in Christianity. Okay, you may find it in other faiths. I would not doubt it, because like I said, when you study all of these religions, that there is a running theme through all of them. Even quote unquote spirituality is the same shit, different terminology. Okay, but the word is predestination, and we find that the root of the word predestination is what? Destiny. Okay. What is predestination? It is a significant biblical theme that refers to God's plan for all things, including the fate of souls. Okay, so a lot of times when it comes down to predestination, okay, and they're talking about it from a Christian point of view, they're often talking about, like you said, babe, would you fill that up with some cold water for me, please? Sorry. Real quick, I haven't had any water today, and then I went out and had that wine. And can you give me that? My glass is right there. Okay, you find that, what is it? The fate of souls. So they're often, of course, in Christianity, that's what they're talking about, the fate of souls. That's what it boils down to. Where is your soul going to go? To heaven or hell? Okay, that's what it boils down to. Okay. Now let's look at this real quick. I remember when I was in seminary, this was a big thing. This is a big thing in Christendom, predestination. Okay. Let's look, Romans 8. Romans 8, 28 through 30. My Bible is super small here. I look at this. I done had this Bible, I'm 52. I probably had this since I was like 20. Okay. Let me see. It's a lot of underlined stuff in here. Okay. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose, for whom he did foreknow. He knew before. Okay. He also did predestinate. Who predestinated? He predestinated. God. Okay. He also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did, well, once again, predestinate. Okay. Then he also called, and whom he called, then he also justified. Okay, people talking about being chosen and whatnot. Okay, he justified, and whom he justified, then he also glorified. Okay, those he predestined. What is it saying here? Those who he knew before they were formed, that's who he was going to call. Okay. For whatever. Okay. Let's look at another one. Ephesians. Taco. I haven't had any water today. Went out with a friend of mine, a wonderful restaurant. They got the best wine. And I had me some wine. I don't drink often. Really hardly ever, but that wine was good as hell. So, okay, but let's see. So I'm a little parched here. Ephesians 1, 4 through 5. According as he hath chosen us. Again, who he foreknew, who he called. Who's the he that's being referred to here? God, okay? According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, just like it said in Romans, who he foreknew. Okay. According, again, as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having, here it is again, predestined us unto the adoption of children by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. Not some other person. His will, predestined, who he foreknew, who he called, who he chose. Okay, let's go a couple more. 1 Corinthians. Because when you talk, the reason it's such a big deal in Christendom, this whole idea of predestination, which we see in the scriptures here, is because then do we actually have free will, is the question. Or maybe those who he foreknew, do they have free will? Those who he called. Those who he foreknew us all, but those who he foreknew, who he called and who he chose, who he justified, do they actually have free will? Let's see. Don't know. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, 1 Corinthians 2:7. But we speak in the wisdom of God. No, but we speak the wisdom of God in a what? Mystery. It's a mystery. Okay, even the hidden wisdom, or what we call occultic, secrets, hidden, not a cult, C-U-L-T, that's not what that is. And I'm glad the sister, if you ever watch or you're watching, speaks to that. That's what I'm saying. People use words and they're using them completely wrong. And the danger in that is there are people who are not studied. They're not going to study. They don't even know what to study. People, we don't need teachers. Human beings are always going to have teachers. Human beings are always going to have leaders. There's never been a time in history where they have not. It's not logical in regards of how humanity works. Human beings do the same shit over and over and over and over again throughout history, throughout time. We all have a nature in our humanity. There's always going to be teachers. There's always going to be leaders. But the danger is having platforms that people really just are not clear on what they're saying, but feel as though they are. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, once again, the occultic knowledge that does not equate to evil, that equates to hidden. Even God here, the mystery, God in a mystery. God is the mystery, even the hidden wisdom of God, which God ordained before the world unto our glory, which God ordained before, predestined. Acts. Here it is. Acts 2:23. Him being delivered by the determinate counsel. Okay, predetermined. Predestined. and foreknowledge, foreknew, ye have taken, and by wicked hands have crucified and slain. Okay. This is speaking to about Jesus. Okay, and I believe his death. Among the miracles. Okay. I just read the verse for it. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders. A man approved of God, again, predestined, foreknown, called, justified, chosen by God, in other words, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Okay, let me look up more. Acts 4:28. For to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done. Okay. Now, the doctrine of predestination emphasizes God's sovereignty and authority over creation. Okay. I'll read this. It can be interpreted in both a narrow and broad sense. Narrow sense, the election of those who will be quote unquote saved. Again, thank you for the 6 thumbs up. We're talking about Christianity. Okay. Where your soul gonna go, heaven or hell. Okay. In the broad sense, God's plan for all things, including the crucifixion of Christ, which we just saw what I read in Acts 2:23 and 22 and 23. Okay. This is interesting. Some say that predestination and free will are not mutually exclusive. The Bible says that people have the choice to believe in Jesus Christ and be saved. Okay, now we're talking about Christianity once again. All right. However, Christians debate whether predestination comes before or after free will, because when you talk about predestination, what you're talking about is saying, then do human beings, truly have free will? Oh, excuse me, or at least for what we just read, do these that got called, chosen, justified, do they have free will? Okay. Now, kind of back to what I was saying about my client, this actress that died. If there was a swap here, that swap was for a period of time. But was it really? If that really happened, if that was the case, did my client, even while that girl, she knew this girl, she only knew what she felt, and she only made a connection girl long dead, girl died, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago, I don't know. Okay. Again, I'm not familiar. But or did she only become familiar with it when she listened to, she knew what she felt, didn't know why, and then when she listened to what this father was saying that the girl said, the things that the girl said, when she's like, no, I said those things. Nobody knows this girl. I mean, when I say nobody knows my client, I don't mean nobody, people know her obviously, but she's not known on a grand scale like a celebrity. Okay, or what we call a quote-unquote superstar or whatever. Could she have, in that time period, still tracked her way toward what she felt that she was called and destined to do and become? Of course. What was there to stop her? She didn't know anything about that. Now, there might have been some circumstances in life. I don't know, maybe she got married, had children. God knows. I don't know. But if there was a swap, was there really? Okay. Now, that girl, the father said that the girl said those things about, that working in that entertainment industry. That girl could have very well said those things. I mean, human beings, I don't know why people act like we are we are individual, but we are one at the same time. While we're so completely different, that things that come out of your mouth can't possibly come out of another person's mouth. Or ideas that you have, nobody else can possibly have those ideas. What the fuck are you talking about? Or because you wear that particular kind of sweater, if you see another person, hey, that's what my no, it's a fucking sweater that 2 people or 3 or millions happen to like. That's why they make them and put them in stores. Okay. Where we see, if there's more, if anybody knows, you can tell me. I got chat closed, but you can find a way. I got email. Okay. But where we see uh, here in the scripture where a person's birthright was taken. It wasn't taken, it was given. And I don't know, you give it for a piece of bread, you that fucking hungry. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there if the story is actually occurred or not. It probably did occur on a grander scale, not just two people. Okay, but it was given. It wasn't stolen. I say that I don't believe that because I feel as though no one knows what a person's destiny is. The person themselves don't even know. I don't know. I think about that one. Because I was going to use the story of Jesus, for example. Okay. Well, he knew I don't know, did he know? I don't see anywhere in the scripture, in the four gospels, where he's speaking, I could be wrong. I don't recall anything, okay, saying, I know I've come, to be crucified on the cross to save motherfuckers from their unworthy motherfuckers from their fucking sin. I'm not quite sure. But the one part that I do know, where it was questioned when he would return, and he said, shit, I don't know. The Son of Man don't know the day or the hour. He was referring to himself. He called himself many things, but one thing that he referred to himself as was the Son of Man. Doesn't even know the day. I don't know when I'm coming back. That's part of his quote unquote destiny as we understand the story of this person. He don't know. Okay. Now, this is not for people to get into it. That's not the literal. We're talking about Christ consciousness. Just follow along. Okay? We don't know. He doesn't know. Does a person actually know what their destiny is? They can have a feeling of, like my client, I felt that I was supposed to. Well, what you mean you was supposed to? What you mean you was? If you was supposed to, and you're still here, what's stopping you from moving in that direction? Fuck that girl. Or the whole idea that get out of that thinking and focus on you and your path. If you feel you was supposed to be, then it sounds like you are the one that's canceling it out, not her or her family or whoever quote unquote did the swap, if they actually did. And even if they did, so the fuck what? You're still here. She's gone. And even if she was still here, so what? You're still here, walking, talking, moving, breathing, living. If you can call it and see it and call it, then what? You wallow in the idea of something that you don't know is real or not? I'm just saying that because I just think it's strange. It's a strange phenomena, and that people would sit and make all kind of ideas about this, and instead of focusing on the self in your reality, if you see it, if this is real and you see it and you know it has happened, then what do? You're gonna cancel it out and say, well, it is not gonna be what I felt I was meant to do or be. That person got it. Oh hell. It's not how that works. If they're doing it, so the fuck what? Whatever the it is. They stole my energy. So you don't have no essence of you is with you any longer. No aspect or essence of you. It's just all that person over there and that one over there. And they just took it completely, and there's nothing left of you. So then who and what are you calling to yourself, or to yourself, to your being? We are responsible for ourselves. And the whole idea is you constantly thinking about that and constantly looking at that and buying into it, then you're constantly fighting a fight that may be real or imagined, and damn sure canceling out your destiny. Unless that's it for you to just fight the motherfucker all day long for the rest of your fucking life. And is that it? You determine. Not somebody else. That's someone else. And from what we just read, ain't nobody determiner of that shit but God. Maybe it was that girl's destiny to do what she did for that little bit of time and then die, moving the fuck on to another realm of existence. And maybe what she did was help my client wake up and say, wait a minute, I need to go do what the fuck I said I felt like I was called to do in the first place. Yep. What is it? What is the quote unquote? You're it. Have I had people try to do that shit with me? Sure. I had one girl, so for a client, I actually heard in the middle of the fucking night, this bitch, I felt them on my back talking about roll switch. I don't think so, bitch. The fuck out of here. What do you mean? You don't even know me. It doesn't matter. The fuck out of here. Okay. So if you see that, so what? I mean, I don't get it. That doesn't stop you from being you. So if you see somebody, they try to walk like me, talk like me, act like me, be me. Take my man, take my life, take my... They can't take something that's not yours. They can't take you from you. As we saw in the scriptures, Jacob and Esau gave it. Here, take it. Okay. You may not have the free will to do that shit no motherfucking way, depending on who you are, based off what we just read. You know, the chosen, right? The called, the justified. Those who were already known before the forming and the foundation of the world. The hidden secrets, the hidden wisdom. Okay. It's not for people, humanity, to know everything. Okay. But even if you do, you see that, because I did see that. I've talked about it. There was supposed to be a cousin that had me laid out somewhere after some powder she threw all up in my house, and I'm looking at her like, this bitch looked like I did. What's that all about? But even then, when I was laying down, I got my ass back up. No, bitch, I'm me. And that's the end of that. And I'm going to be me. I don't give a fuck how much powder and dust you send this fucking way. Your roll switch, your death spells, and all of that crazy shit. I do not consent. Esau consented. And again, Son of Man don't even know what, when, the fullness of the outcome of one's life. Some people think I was supposed to be there, I was supposed to be there, and maybe the path you walked is what you was actually supposed to do. Okay, I don't know. All right. But anyway, that's the end of that. Me and my daughter are going to finish watching this movie. Okay. If I feel like it's more, I'll come back another time. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Have favor. Peace.